Um, so on the heels of Father's Day, because I know it's gonna be a lot of a lot of women on social media wishing themselves a happy Father's Day, and you know, talking all strong and independent on how they doing it all without the child's father, without a man, you know, the usual. So I was thinking, right? What about all the fathers that, because people always talking about how fathers or men abandon their children, abandon their families. Just how can you just walk away and not be a father to your child and all this old crazy shit, right? What about, because this is like a story that's, or something that's never touched on or talked about. What about all the fathers that's been abandoned by their family? You feel me? What about those guys? You know, all the years of keep away, all the years of chasing and jumping through hoops and shit. Why does a father have to jump through hoops to go through this kind of a circus to see? This ain't Ringling Brothers. This ain't Barnum and Bailey and no shit like that, right? So why does, as a father, uh, trying to co-parent with the mother after shit falls all apart, why does it end up turning into a fucking circus? Right? Why all the games? Right? Why all the chasing? Why all the bullshit? Right? Why do some women go out of their way to turn your children against you? Why do some women go out of their way to keep you and block you from being in your child or children's lives? Right? Why do you have to work so hard to be present? Why does your I guess your finances determine whether you're a good father or not? Right? When do you go from a parent to an ATM machine? All right, you automatically go from a parent, a father, to just someone who's contacted when somebody needs some money, when something needs to be paid for, when something needs to be bought. You know what I mean? I mean, when does it turn into that? When does that make you a good father? So a guy that just sends the check, is he a good father? He don't spend no time with his children, he don't care to, but he writes the check. I mean, ain't that's what most women use the kids for? A check, right? You can't I can't bring you your kids, or you can't come see your kids, or your kids are too busy until they need something, until something needs to be paid for, and then everybody got time for you all of a sudden, right? I mean, it's like you're not prioritized. Your relationship with your kids or your family, it's not prioritized, right? You are the last person thought of, the last man thought of until shit gets hard, shit gets bad, or shit needs to be paid for, right? When shit start falling apart, when that woman starts to lose control of the kids or the child, and then it's your fault, right? Now, your parenting style as a father is not really appreciated or respected in this society um, where we praise mothers for doing what they're supposed to do, right? It's your child. You're supposed to be motherly, right? But in this society, right, where all this whole everybody so honor thy mother, thy father, it's really just honor thy mother, right? Because when it comes to the father, it's like he's non-existent. Even when he's present in the home, he's treated like he's non-existent. Right? It's just this new Western society, I guess. I guess this is American culture to shit on fathers. Right? To give a woman a pat on the back for doing what she's supposed to do. Oh, she's taking care of her kids. Wow. Oh, you know, she's taking her kids to school in the morning. Wow. Oh, she cooked for her family. Wow. Pat on the back. Big cookie. Right? And most from what I see, most of these women give minimal effort. And then when they do the stuff they do decide to do, they complain about all the time. Complain about cooking, complain about cleaning, complain about taking the kids to school in the morning, complain about taking kids to their after school activities or to their games or stuff on the weekends. Complain, 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 complain. Right? Complain about every fucking thing. They don't want to do nothing. Everything is a big deal. Everything is the end of the world. Right? Complain about a father that's not there, and then complain about a father that is there because he's not doing what they think he should be doing. So it's crazy because you already know um, Father's Day, well, tomorrow. It's gonna be, oh, happy Father's Day to me. I did this, I'm doing this. This is gonna be the women, right? Posting pictures of themselves with their children. You feel me? You don't never see guys doing that on Mother's Day. I never heard a guy wish himself a happy Mother's Day. even in this even in this new world with all the weirdness that's going on, you feel me? I think even with you know what I mean? Oh shit. I don't remember. I don't remember ever seeing that. I never seen a guy wish himself happy Mother's Day. Oh, and the shit crazy. Because I know a lot of guys that have custody of their children, or that's, the mother of those children or that child is out in the streets trying to recapture her youth. You know what I mean? She don't really care like that. And if she is in the house, she ain't really doing that. She's sorry. You feel me? But you don't never catch those guys, you know what I mean? Bashing these motherfuckers on social media. You feel me? On TikTok, on Instagram, or Facebook, and no shit like that. You feel me? Or on Twitter, going ham. You feel me? So I'm just saying, what's coming, right? So a woman can make shit hell for you. Hell for you. You want to be there, you trying to be there, you doing everything you can, and the bitch is so unappreciative of that, right? It's to the point where a motherfucker can, I mean, it's crazy because from what I see, people always say, no, it's not like that. That's not the case. But from what I see, right, kids always choose. I get they mother, right? Motherfuckers always tell me they choose the one. They always choose the parent they feel they can get away with the most with. I guess that's the most fun. I guess because then there's no discipline. no structure. Which I can believe that, because if you see how a lot of these kids is growing up, and the videos you see on the internet, or just what you see when you're out in public places, like, you're at the park, you're at the grocery store, or in a restaurant. You feel me? Kids is in that going ham, throwing tip tantrums, rolling on the floor, throwing food, and it's going crazy. And I guess that's the parent they get away with that shit with. You know what I mean? So I can see that. That's we just want to have fun, right? But structure and discipline is important, because in real life, if you don't get your shit together, if you think you're gonna be able to do that in real life, when you get of age, your ass going to jail. You feel me? You gonna find some structure and some discipline. A motherfucker gonna make sure of that. uh, but yeah, man, this shit is crazy, because this shit is crazy to me. So I don't know. I just feel like, as a father, you go through the most. You go through the most shit. And it's like, you know what you're doing, right? You know what you're supposed to be doing and how it's supposed to be done. And society beats you down for that. Try to make it seem like you're not doing it right, or you're not enough. You know what I mean? But to me, it's just the way that the system works, because everybody knows the penitentiary is packed, the cemetery is packed. These are big businesses, right? These are $1 million industries, right? $1 billion industries or whatever, right? And most of the people behind these walls, you feel me? No structure, no discipline, no father in the house. Planned Parenthood, you feel me? These are little, what they call them, fast girls, hot girls out here. You feel me? No fathers in the house. You know what I mean? Graveyards, all this murder culture. You know what I mean? So I get it. You know what I mean? It's all a plan. It's all it's a trap. You know what I mean? Separate the families. Take control of the kids. I mean, you see it. Shit crazy. Especially when it comes to us. You know what I mean? Back and forth. Motherfucker arguing about this stupid shit. And, man, what's toxic masculinity, and, and what's a man, and what a man's supposed to do, and all this and that, and all this old extra bullshit. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, shit is crazy. Shit crazy. So, yeah. But my whole thing is this. If you grew up in the house without a father, right? I'm pretty sure you heard from your mother or whoever that, he just was a deadbeat, and he ran away from responsibility and all this old crazy ass shit. But you ever just sat back and paid attention, right? Because I'm pretty sure if you grew up in the house with just your mom, you probably met more than one guy that she dated. You know what I mean? And she probably have a type. You know what I'm saying? But even with that, you feel me? You should talk to you if you get the opportunity to. If your relationship with your father hasn't been destroyed beyond repair, or to the point where you don't even want to fuck with him, you should see what he got to say about certain shit. You know what I mean? You can learn a lot. You feel me? Because as time went by, as the older I have gotten, I have realized a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff that's going on is not new. You feel me? And you'll be surprised at how many men from back in the day raised children that they knew was not theirs. People always saying don't date single mothers and all this shit. I know a lot of men throughout my lifetime that have raised kids that wasn't theirs, because they wife or or significant other, whatever you want to call her, had a baby on them. You know what I mean? They have 2 kids, and then the third one ain't theirs. They have another one, then another one that ain't theirs, and they just hung in there. Gave them all their last name, raised them. Even though you can look at them, but we didn't know. But then, as shit comes out as you get older, you be like, damn. You know what I mean? And then you remember or think back how a lot of these men get treated. So you mean to tell me that this man was raising y'all kids together, plus the child or the children you had with another man, and you still was disrespectful towards this man? This man was doing everything he could to make sure you had the life you wanted. You know what I mean? And you was still disrespectful towards this man? That shit crazy. And it's crazy how fast the man becomes the villain. No matter what he does. You know what I mean? A man can put up with a woman cheating on him for years. And when he finally had enough, you know what I mean? Or whatever. He's the villain. The woman is never looked at as the villain. Always the victim. Shit crazy, man. And as you get older, because, a lot of us hang in there for the kids. Men and women do it. I feel like that's a waste of time. That's a waste of a life. They say that provides, a stable environment for the kids. But kids get older. And as kids get older and if they go off to college or whatever they do, they start to build and have their own life. You know what I mean? And with that, you don't really see them like that. Or, depending on what kind of kids you get, some of them move out of state and they don't really fuck with you like that. You know what I'm saying? Besides phone calls or holiday visits. Or, when they need something. You know what I mean? And then, that's just a lot of years that you could have been, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, if you just hanging in a relationship for the kids, you know what I'm saying? I don't think you should, you know what I mean? Shit crazy, man. Shit crazy. Crazy how life works. It's crazy how families fall apart. It's crazy how most of the time it's the father that's phased out and completely erased from the picture. And it is what it is, I guess. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do?